This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Air quality advisories are still in place this morning after a weekend where wildfire smoke covered most of Oregon and southwest Washington. Coming up, we have a report on how you can keep the air inside your home safe.
And a bizarre string of thefts in Washington County. The thieves have stolen 10 grand in jewelry from unsuspecting targets. We'll explain how it's working. Plus,
I'm not worried about anybody trying to slap me necessarily, unless it's like funny.
That is Saturday Night Live's Kenan Thompson talking about hosting tonight's 74th Annual Emmy Awards. We have a live, slap-free preview coming up from Los Angeles at 5:15. Predicting no slaps this morning.
Gotta bring up the slap.
Well, he brought it up. Kenan brought it up. Just play off the...
Good Monday morning to you.
Not ready for that.
Uh-oh. Here's the first slap of the morning. You guys, a lot of people waking up to some rain showers overnight.
Hurt my breastplate.
Oh, sorry about that. All right, this is exciting. We have rain. This is the radar. Reminder of how this works. The green stuff is rain. We had manageable rainfall at Pearson Airfield last night in Vancouver. Also up in the Kelso-Longview area. It was just 0.01 of an inch of rain. A little bit closer look right now shows it's decent rain falling in Salem. This is moving up to the north. If this would hold together and move up into PDX, I think this would have a good chance of giving us more than a trace of rain. That would end that streak, which now sits at 67 days of no more than just a trace of rain. We still have quite a bit of wildfire haze up in the sky as well. We're at 64 degrees. So this afternoon, I do believe the smoke will thin a little bit. It thinned a little bit yesterday. We'll continue that trend. We'll get up to about 77, and we will hold on to a scattered shower chance today as well. Nina?
Yeah, it sure makes the sun and the moon look so weird with that smoke. All right, let's get an update on wildfires. Evacuation orders for several of them that started over the weekend have been lifted or at least downgraded. So let's start at McIver State Park near Estacada in Clackamas County. This fire started Friday night and it prompted level 3 go now evacuations. Those have totally been lifted. That fire burned 25 acres. Meanwhile, the Marion County Sheriff's Office downgraded evacuation orders for the Vitae Springs fire in South Salem. It is 100% contained, but a few areas are still under level 2 beset orders. Then in Washington, Cowlitz County, level 3 evacuation still in place for the Kalama fire burning on the south side of Mount St. Helens. This is the latest map from Cowlitz County Sheriff's. This is 107 acres so far. And down in Central Oregon, the Cedar Creek fire, boy, it is growing. 87,000 acres now, increasing more than 32,000 over the weekend. It is 0% contained. Level 3 evacuation orders remain in place for most of Oak Ridge, West Fir, and High Prairie. Well, many who've had to leave their homes because of the Cedar Creek fire are staying at a Red Cross shelter set up at the Lane Event Center in Eugene. And a lot of them brought their pets. The Humane Society down there working around the clock to feed animals brought in by evacuees, including one woman who brought 3 goats, 2 horses, 6 cats, and 7 dogs along with her.
There's not a hotel I could go to, that would accept these. And it's just opened my heart to what we can do when we come together as humanity.
At just this shelter alone, the Red Cross has taken in over 100 people. They're providing food, medicine, and other needs, and they say they'll be open 24/7 until there's no longer a need.
Wildfire smoke wound up covering most of Oregon and southwest Washington over the weekend, triggering air quality advisories throughout the area that are still in effect this morning. So for more on what you can do to keep the air quality inside your home safe and smoke-free, here's KGW's Chris McGinnis.
The Portland housing stock is old and leaky, as just a generalization.
And leaks let smoke into your home. Building scientist Chrissy Antonopoulos and her team from the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory in Richland, Washington, used the 2020 wildfires and the choking smoke that sat over Portland for a week as a case study and how to keep the air inside your home safe.
We get a lot of infiltration from the leaks and cracks in our house. So sealing those up is really important as well.
If you feel a draft, you have a leak. Seal it up. Weatherizing doors and windows is key. Once you've done that, it's time to treat the air that's already inside your home.
What we saw was that the introduction of the portable air cleaner dramatically reduced the amount of particulate matter that was inside when the smoke event was very high outside.
Chrissy says look for a portable HEPA air filter. HEPA means high efficiency particulate air with a high CADR, clean air delivery rating. The higher that number, the more volume the purifier can treat per minute. And upgrade your HVAC filter. Following the manufacturer's recommendations, install the filter with the highest MERV rating your system permits.
If you can't get a MERV 13 or MERV 14, are you doing better by going from a MERV 8 to a MERV 10?
Sure. The higher the MERV rating, the more capture efficiency the filter has.
And even if you don't have central air, upgrading your furnace filter helps.
They can run their air handler or their central fan in their furnace to not provide heating, but to provide just air, clean air movement.
Chris McGinnis, KGW News.
Few more morning headlines for you. School canceled again today for students in the Ridgefield School District. The teachers union voted to strike last Thursday and hit the picket lines Friday. Despite 2 bargaining sessions this weekend, the union still has not reached a deal with the district. Teachers saying they want more money for mental health and special education students, among other things. Teachers will be back out on the picket lines at 8 o'clock this morning. There is another bargaining session scheduled for 1 today. 3 people have been arrested for setting more than 24 fires around Mount Tabor Park in southeast Portland over the past month. They were caught Saturday night. Officials say these small fires could cause big problems because they could grow if people didn't notice them fast enough. The 3 face multiple counts of arson. The NTSB is still searching for the wreckage of that float plane that crashed last week near Whidbey Island. They're working with UW and NOAA to take sonar images of the sea floor and mapped out specific targets that might be the wreckage, but it's not clear yet. The water around the area where the plane crashed is between 100 and 200 feet deep. The NTSB is now looking to use a remotely operated vehicle to visually confirm if it is debris. The float plane had 10 people on board and it crashed a week ago after leaving Friday Harbor on its way to Renton. Only 1 body has been recovered so far. And those are a few of your morning headlines.
Over the past few days, Washington County Sheriff's deputies received at least 4 reports of thieves who stole people's money or other valuables right outside their homes. So one of the alleged victims is Thomas Xavier. He says just before noon last Thursday, 2 people pulled up outside his home in Beaverton and called him over. He says a man was driving and a woman was in the passenger seat. Thomas claims the woman told him that she wanted to give him a necklace, but when she put it around his neck, she also took the gold necklace that Thomas was already wearing. He said he had no idea she took it until they were gone.
No, I'm a bit confused what's happening, Why did you accept all this? I was like, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Why did I do that? So I took out the necklace in front of her, and that's when I felt, oh, my necklace is gone.
A woman in the Cedar Mill area says someone stole her engagement ring in a similar scam, and a third victim, also in the Cedar Mill area, says the suspects took money from his wallet. So the sheriff's office released this security camera footage of a white Jeep Cherokee with California plates. It's believed that the suspects are driving this Jeep, but it's also likely they're using more than one vehicle. Another one might be a blue or gray cargo van with no back windows. If you have any information about this case, you're asked to call the Washington County Sheriff's Office.
A year ago, led to the firing of Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace.
Oh my gosh, what a mess. Did you watch football this weekend? This was the big celebration for the Chicago Bears sliding into the end zone after beating San Francisco yesterday. It was a downpour the whole game and it flooded the field, but what a way to celebrate. What a mess!
When I saw all that water, I thought to myself, what is that? I'm not familiar with ground being wet like that. What is that wet ground stuff?
We apologize to San Francisco 49er fans for showing that video.
Yeah.
Who've lost the game, of course.
But I woke up this morning, I thought, man, maybe our dry record or dry streak is over.
And it could be. As of right now, it's not. The rain that a lot of us picked up overnight at the airport. Remember, these records are absolutely site-specific to one rain gauge at PDX. That single rain gauge only picked up a trace, but there's more rain out there. I do want to begin with an air quality update. So to be clear, at this hour right now, as far as I understand, and from the National Weather Service, there are no air quality advisories posted over Vancouver, none over Portland, none over Salem. The air quality is moderate. You can see the yellow dots. The worst of the air, look at the red dots for unhealthy and even very unhealthy air, is really moving up into eastern Washington and pushing out into Idaho. There's actually even a few green spots down in Lynn County, so that's good news. All right, here is the current map for current air quality advisory. Doesn't mean that we won't get an air quality posted over Portland. We may at some point today, but currently the advisories are for Newport, Lincoln City, Albany, but not Salem, down to Eugene, over into Bend, and then out into the Pendleton area. This is encouraging. This is our smoke weather model, and it does show in the blue colors just kind of light or thinning smoke over the I-5 corridor. And parts of the coast, not expecting any smoke at all today, really. The red is the thick smoke over Bend and continuing to be out east. Little change during the day today. Still some smoke over the I-5 corridor. But this is tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, this is great news. If this is correct, this would throw all the noticeable smoke, for the most part, out of our area here on the west side, and even bring improving sky and air conditions out toward Pendleton. It does hold on to that thick smoke plume. That's a Cedar Creek fire right there around the Bend area tomorrow. Okay, this was great news. Maybe you look out your window this morning, you notice that your streets are wet. Mine were up in Clark County. We've got some heavier showers and spots along the Cascades, mainly up in Washington right now. We've got this decent shower producing some good moderate rain between Salem and McMinnville. If this holds together and tracks up into Portland, which it could, that would likely give us more than a trace of rain, and we would end that streak that we've been on. Here's what Futurecast shows. There's that shower I just showed you on radar. It shows it passing through East Multnomah County at 7 o'clock this morning. Then there is a scattered thunderstorm threat across eastern areas later today. Real quick look at temperature, 61 in Kelso. We're 60s down through Eugene. And here's a look at your 7-day forecast. If we don't hit 80 today, and I don't think we will, I have us at 77, we may stay under 80 this entire week. Shower chance lingering today. Rain chance over the weekend right now looks really good, but the timing is uncertain in terms of is Saturday wetter or Sunday wetter. Will it be Saturday? Will it be Sunday? Drew, we don't know.
How many more times do you think you
keep
can
this
do that
going.
safely? Or is that your limit right there?
That's it.
That's it. Got it. This is coming up tonight here on KGW. We're talking about the Emmy Awards. The Emmys happening in Los Angeles, and for the first time in 3 years, the show will take place in front of a full studio audience. We have a live preview from LA coming our way right after the break.